Today we're talking about 5 INFJ behaviors that drive others crazy according to them. So if you recognize what is something that a lot of people find crazy or annoying, or it's something they cannot handle, it's so much easier for us to decide if this is something that we want to do. Most of the time we get into trouble, we get into situations that are hard for us because we're in this limbo state of, oh, should I act this way? Is this something that makes people uncomfortable, but this is who I am? And so there are always those questions. There are always this back and forth of, am I doing the right thing or not? But if you get to a place where these are some kind of behaviors that are really difficult for other people and they drive them crazy, then you can decide, I'm still going to do them or I'm not. But I'm not going to ask around and wonder if I'm doing something wrong or not. I recognize this is something that is important to me, and people either get it or I'm gone or they're gone and it's all good. The thing that hurts us the most, the thing that holds us back the most, are those questions, are those doubts of, am I doing something wrong or not? So today we're looking into 5 INFJ behaviors that drive others crazy, and then we can decide for ourselves, is this really something I want to stop doing? Before we get started, one last reminder, the INFJ Epic Life Bootcamp has launched. You have time only until tomorrow, so August 26th to join. There won't be any late admissions, so if you want to be part of the community and join this live round, then do it now. Everything you need to know, you can find in the links in the description. Number 1. Going deep fast. So the INFJ is really good at bypassing all of those games, right? They're really good at looking at another person and saying, I know who you are. I see who you are. Let's be authentic. Let's be honest. Let's really talk about what's going on. I like you. Let's really talk about where we want to go. What is bothering you? Like, those are things that interest us. Those are things that are part of who we are. And those are the kind of relationships, the kind of talks we want to have. And there are 2 types of people pretty much. There are people who can handle this and there are people who cannot. And we as INFJs won't have such a problem going through life once we recognize that, there might be some gray area, but let's not think about it this way. Let's just understand that we need to go deep fast. If we accept that about ourselves, we're not going to hold back with all people because we think they cannot handle it, and then look for that one outlet, this one person that you can go deep with, and then you put everything on them and overwhelm them. And then on top of that, will blame yourself of, I went too far, this is too much for them, I'm the reason why they ghosted me or why they went away. It was just too much. People who can be in your life long term can handle it. They will look at you, they will talk with you in this direction. They may recognize, this is not something that I, like to do, but it's not something that overwhelms them to an extent where they leave. So if this is something that you learn for yourself, you can allow yourself to be more of that with everyone. Because 2 things will happen. Number 1, you will quickly understand who is for you and who isn't. So this pretty much happens on its own. You don't have to think about it. You're just being yourself more and more. And you'll see how dynamics will change. And you'll see how some people will back off. Some other people will be more attracted to you, not just romantically. Just like as a person. Because for the first time, they see a new version of yourself, a truer version. And on top of that, you won't have this pent-up energy that, you just put out on one person who then, probably cannot handle it. That's why they had such a big reaction. That's why you got so interested in them in the first place. And, they vanish. So although this behavior of us is something that drives other people crazy, we have to remember it doesn't drive all people crazy. It drives a lot of people crazy. And it's still something that you are. And some people will like it, some won't. But it's not on you to alter it. It's not on you to, remove this from your life. It's just part of who you are. You can tame it in some situations because it's not appropriate, but it's still something you like to do. And it's important that you recognize this in you, that you stop judging yourself for it, because then if somebody has a reaction to it, you're not going to question yourself. You're not going to say, I should have acted a different way and I did something wrong. No, this is who you are. They either can handle it or they can't. Move on. Number 2. The INFJ has no necessity for social rules. So, although we understand social hierarchies, we understand how social rules work, we always look at them from an outside perspective. It's like an observation. Oh, we see that in this group, everybody's listening to that person. All the other people are following that person. That is the person that is most respected. This person, on the other hand, not a lot of people like. So these kind of things we can see straight away. We are really good and really skilled at recognizing them. But the reason why we can observe this so much is because we are not affected by them. And this is something that a lot of people cannot handle, because if they feel like they have to play in those social rules, they also expect you to play in those social rules. And they feel like if they behave a certain way, then you're going to, be the person who looks up to them, or be the person who understands and values them for the social role that they play. And we just don't. We look at the person in the way of, okay, are you kind? Are you interesting? Are you smart? Are you, just like a good person, whatever it may be. But we're definitely not going to judge them positively or negatively based on their social ranking. You have to understand certain people live in that. And looking at social media nowadays, you will see how many people live in that. It's surprising to most INFJs. It's surprising to me. It's still something that catches my eye from time to time. It's something that I forget. And then I recognize, oh yeah, actually people are playing this game. This is something that they're not only doing for fun, it's so part of who they are. They have to feel good about them. It gives them a sense of who they are because, they can place themselves within that. And if you come along and you're completely independent of that, this makes a lot of people uncomfortable. It makes them not be able to place you. It makes them feel like, okay, I want to stay in this social circle and you're not part of it because you don't want to play a part in it. Then, they cannot really place you. They can't give you the significance that they need for a person in their lives. And so this is something that is important for us to understand, because then again, we're not going to question ourselves. We're not going to say, oh, was I not kind enough to that person? Was it that I didn't, do this one thing? Or was it because I said one thing wrong? Like, we so often nitpick ourselves on, some kind of behavior that they might have interpreted wrongly, and that's why they don't like us anymore. No, just understand this is something that some people cannot stand because they cannot handle it. And that's okay. There are enough people who are like you, who are okay to be outside of that game, who can recognize it or not, but who are definitely not playing in it. It seems like so many people are playing this game that it might feel like there's nobody else left. But trust me, that's not the case. The reason why it seems like everybody is this way is because we're still questioning if the way we are is wrong in any way. It's not. Once you understand that this is completely right and those kind of people are not going to be, people who you have that much in common with, then all is good. You will see you can still have relationships with those people, just a little bit at, a psychological distance, and you will find people who you can connect deeply with, who also see this from an, observer perspective. Trust me, there are enough great people out there who are like you, and I'm not just talking about INFJs. Number 3, the INFJ gets overstimulated quickly. This is something that drives a lot of people crazy. But the reason why it drives other people crazy is because in some way we feel guilty about it. And so we leave room for others to judge this. I remember, being like this since I was a child. And for the longest time, I felt guilty. I felt like I was not the cool kid because everybody else could stay up late. Everybody else could hang out for a long time. And I always wanted to go home after like a quick period of time. And I still felt guilty for it. And if somebody made a snarky remark, I felt attacked. And that's how all those altercations start. It isn't necessary. Once you understand that, yes, you're somebody who gets overstimulated quickly, that's just part of your DNA. And what you like to do is to go home, be by yourself, take time for yourself. And that's exactly how it's supposed to be, because that's when you feel the best. You need that balance, of course. You still want to hang out with people, but you're the only one who can decide what is good for you. And what is important here is to learn to say it and not make it a question. You want to leave? Bye, guys, I'm gone. You do this a couple of times, people are not going to question you. People are doing their thing and they know you're going to leave soon. And they still will like you. They just have to understand that you're not somebody who's going to stay, the length of that event. And that's okay. People are either going to like you despite of that, because of that. But, the people who do not want to have you in your life because you're somebody like this, that will just naturally transpire. It won't be a problem, trust me. But it's on us to really stop questioning ourselves, to feel attacked, to just understand this is not up for debate. I do what I want and when I want. I'm not hurting anybody and I don't have to explain myself. Number 4, the INFJ is often more focused on others than on themselves. And you might ask yourself, well, how does that drive other people crazy? Don't they want somebody who pays attention to them? Well, yes and no. On the one hand, it's nice that somebody is looking at them, but on the other hand, they don't know anything about you. And it seems like you don't have a life on your own. That's how a lot of people perceive it if you're paying all attention on them. So for the longest time, I didn't understand this concept because I never had people in my life who are all focused on me. And you as an INFJ probably don't have this either. And because we're not used to it, it's also hard for us to recognize and to understand why other people feel this way. It makes everybody uncomfortable if there's a person who's constantly paying attention to you and they're not paying attention to themselves. You're not really adding to their life through your own energy, and it also feels like you're just there for the ride. Very often we get attracted to people, not just in romantic scenarios, also with, let's say, coworkers, bosses, friends who need that attention on them. But sooner or later, this will be a problem. So the best thing to do here is to understand that the reason why you're putting so much attention on them is because it's easier than putting attention on yourself. So make it a practice to put more attention on yourself. What do you want to do? If you had to make a choice what movie you want to watch, what would you choose? What restaurant would you go to? What would you want to do this weekend? How can you create a life that is more in alignment with who you want to be? Trust me, the more often you will do this, the easier it will become, the less friction you'll have with people, and it will become this natural progression where maybe you have less in common with the other person, maybe you're less connected with them than you used to, but the only reason why you were connected to them in the first place is because all your attention was on them. They weren't able to give you more attention than they were already giving you. But now your attention isn't 100% on them, but it's also and foremost on you. And number 5, INFJs are mentally very strong. This is something that can drive a lot of people crazy. It drives them crazy because it's something that they're not. And this is not a question of, oh, I'm jealous or I cannot handle it. It's just that at some point your strong mentality will come through. There will be situations where you stand strong because of your strong mentality. There are situations where you make smart but hard choices that others could not. And you'll see how they will just lose it. It is what it is. We just have to come to terms with the fact that we have a strong mentality. And what we have to do in that moment is to stop apologizing for it. You're not too hard. You're not like cold as ice. You just are strong mentally. And when it comes down to it, you will make smart choices. And if others cannot handle it, then it's something that they have to deal with. We have to stop burdening ourselves with the fact that others cannot do what we can do. It's okay. There are other things that we cannot do that others can do. Let's talk about we're never going to be workaholics. We don't have like that much of physical energy as another type could. That's okay. Like every single type, every single person within a type, every one of us has strengths and has weaknesses, and that's okay. It's just about time that we stop apologizing for our strengths, start looking at them as strengths, and not think that this part of us will make us unlikable or unlovable. Because of your strong mentality, you can do amazing things in the world. And if you don't love this part of yourself, nobody else can. So trust me, be proud of your strong mentality. Be proud of the fact that you can make smart choices when it comes down to it. And it's not a bad thing that you're not overwhelmed with emotions in that moment. That doesn't make you a bad person, not at all. Remember, if you want some more help in creating your INFJ epic life, then join our amazing community. This bootcamp life round starts tomorrow, August 26th. So you just have a little more time left to join. Everything you need to know you can find in links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, then watch the video on the 5 reasons why everyone keeps testing the INFJ all the time.